Well, my name's Deborah. I'm a rising sophomore in CC. I'm double majoring in art history and financial economics. I was born and raised in northeastern Mexico, a city called Monterrey. That's currently where I am due to the pandemic. My internship is in Santiago, Chile. So yeah, Latin America. I have been interning this summer at the Catholic University of Chile, one of their research centers. So I think it's the Center for Latin American Social Policy Research or something along those lines. I don't remember the exact name, but basically my title is research intern. So I am assisting one of the professors at that research center. I am specifically working on a research project that basically is about the art market of the female abstract expressionists, and the professor is trying to like study that from a financial viewpoint, but my job is to kind of compile all of the background and biographic information about the artist that he's looking at. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so my internship is supposed to be part-time, so it really depends on the week. The professor is really flexible. He was like, I know you have a lot of stuff going on, especially with the pandemic. So as long as you can work however you want, as long as you have the finished product by the end of the summer. So it really depends on the week. Sometimes it's 10 hours a week, sometimes it's 20 hours a week, sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. So my day-to-day varies a lot, but normally I would wake up at 7:30, 8 in the morning, do my morning routine, take it easy, and then around 10 a.m. maybe start working. So what I was asked to do over the summer was compile a qualitative report on 12 of the most important female abstract expressionists. So I basically have to compile all books and publications written about this artist, or at least the most important ones. So maybe select a few press and magazine articles. So usually I first compile like all of the information available on them and then sort through them and select whatever is most important or relevant in order to understand, you know, which factors could have influenced their success or failure in the art market. So yeah, so after I have all of the information, I select whatever is most important and write up the report. I write a short biography on each of them. Then I kind of put together an artistic curriculum for each of the artists, so highlighting the exhibits, the most important exhibits that they have had, as well as any big books or biographies written about them, the main galleries that show their work, which museums have their works in their collection, etc. And then I just proofread all of that and make sure it's like in order, and then move on to the next artist. And of course, I don't do this in a single day, but kind of like throughout a week, I usually go through one artist or so. Yeah, I looked at the list, kind of like the Excel sheet that was published, you know, with the announcement.
The big one, yeah.
Yeah, the big one. And I was kind of highlighting which one seemed of interest to me. But then I came across this one, which, as you mentioned, is literally the intersection of both of my majors. And I was like, this is something that would be super interesting for me. So I applied to that one and then had a brief interview with the professor. He was like, oh, it's really cool that it's literally both of your majors. And then that's kind of how it happened. But yeah, through the big Excel sheet of the Columbia Global Centers, and then I just saw that one, and it was very clear to me that it was kind of like the perfect fit.
Yeah.
So that's why I chose this.
Yeah.
So I think one of the pros is the flexibility. I don't know if that's true for all types of internships. I'm sure some other virtual internships have like a more set schedule, but at least in my case, this summer it's been super flexible, so I can decide like when to start working and where. I mean, I'm in my house, but still, like I have a lot more flexibility about when, where, how I do my work. I think that's the main pro. That's something I really enjoy. And one of the cons, since it was kind of like a research internship, it would have been really helpful to have physical access to libraries. I mean, a lot of stuff is online, but still it's not the same thing. Like, especially since it's kind of like art history related, there are a lot of things that are not available digitally. So I kind of have to make what's online work. I think those are the two main things. Also, one of the things, and kind of like, I don't know if this is helpful, but something that was really cool for me was to connect with a scholar, a professor, that's like also in the area where I'm from. It was actually like one of the main, like I was able to bond with the professor just because we were like from the same region. So it was really cool. And we have like checking calls, and we spend like the first 5 to 10 minutes just talking about Latin American politics. So that's fun. But yeah, I think something that's really important, because being virtual gives you like a lot of flexibility, but that comes with a price. So get organized. Yeah, really like set goals for each day and like a schedule of when you want to get things done, because that's definitely something that I struggled with. So I would really recommend kind of like time management gets harder when everything's virtual. So that would be my greatest tip. Mm-hmm. I think for books, since I have spent the entire summer reading for research, I haven't been reading much outside of that because my brain is just like burned out.
That makes sense.
But,
that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. For movies, I have really just been rewatching kind of like my favorite movies with my siblings and my mom. So for some names, I guess last week I watched this French movie called France. It's really good. I really like it. And I've been rewatching Gilmore Girls with my sister because we like it a lot.
Yes.
And I've been listening to a lot of like music in Spanish. Just kind of like exploring the kind of like indie genre, but in Spanish. So that's been cool. I would probably go to Cuba. I'd probably go to Cuba, yes.
Let's see. What 3 things would you bring to a desert island?
Good question. I would bring pen, paper, and I don't know about the third one. Probably a book. My favorite book, a poetry book.